In the movie Rango, Johnny Depp plays a horny lizard who helps a ragtag band of thirsty mofos get some water. Please. Crude synopsis aside, this movie does some pretty interesting things. These Mariachi Owls narrate the story, drawing attention to Rango's story and the nature of storytelling itself. They are also psychopathic maniacs who gaslight you throughout the entire movie. You see, at the beginning of the movie, these owls say Rango is going to die. So the whole movie, I was waiting for Rango to die a heroic death. And I'm talking Watch Mojo Top 10 Anime Deaths. But he doesn't die. I go through the whole entire movie, and Rango doesn't die. How is Rango gonna live on in my heart forever if he's not dead? These feathered fart bags lied to me. Well, at the end of the movie, the owls say Rango probably dies of a household accident. But that's a cop-out. I need closure. And that's when I made the life-changing decision to find out how Rango dies. Let's start with the preposterous prepositions of the avian a-holes. They say that Rango dies from a household accident,
which account for 65% of all unnatural deaths.
According to them. But I'm skeptical of this statistic. You see, movies often tell you things that aren't true. I found this out the hard way after watching Ratatouille, which is fake news, by the way. Okay, owls, fact check time. According to a credible source, nonnaturaldeaths.pdf, the top percentage of non-natural deaths are in fact other accidents. But you see, it doesn't even go to 65%. And it's not even household accidents, it's other accidents. What is this other? Well, nonnaturaldeaths.pdf actually says these deaths are mostly drug overdoses. You saying Rango dies of an opioid overdose? I find it hard to imagine a scenario where Beans finds Rango dead in a bathtub after having one too many nose parties with Demi Lovato. This doesn't give me closure. I need to find a better explanation. I don't get why the owls insist that Rango dies in unnatural deaths, so let's check death rates in general. Using my 733-page environmental science textbook, I found that it's most likely to die of heart disease, 1 in 6 people. If we look at Rango's physique, he may need to hit the treadmill. But this is still nowhere close to the ideal Rango death, which is a jet ski sword fight against Ronald Reagan. Another possibility is a motor vehicle accident, 1 in 98. Rango has had his fair share of motor vehicle run-ins, so this may be possible. But it could also refer to the vehicles that the animals ride. I mean, the moles ride bats, so it's possible Rango dies of a fatal bat crash, which is actually more plausible because the bats explode. They literally explode. Bats! Exploding bats! But this still seems unlikely. Let's look at some other clues. At the end of the film, there's the Rango theme song, and in it there's some guy called Bad Bill with a hideout on the hill and a notion to kill Rango. Then right after, it implies that Rango dies and that his legend lives on in salons and brothels. But I don't want to accept this song as part of the Rangoverse canon because it implies that Rango went to brothels. Rango is loyal to Beans. They held hands, damn it! Not only that, but being killed by some loser called Bad Bill is nowhere near the ideal Rango death, which is him pushing his wife out of the way of boiling hot water traps set by Dr. Doofenshmirtz while shouting, "Don't spill the beans!" None of this is working. I'm gonna have to drop the Matthew Patrick MatPat Film Theory Act and do actual film analysis. If you watch CinemaSins, try your best to follow along because this concept may be foreign to you. You see, in Rango, there's a distinction between the story world and the regular world. Rango lives in the regular world until the inciting incident thrusts him into the story. This is symbolized by crossing the road, and the armadillo guy can tell you all about it. As narrators of the story, the owls set Rango up to die. In fact, the story itself is trying to kill Rango. You can see it in the framing and scene design of many shots. However, at the end of Act 2, Rattlesnake Jake forces Rango to leave his story. But by leaving the gritty western story, Rango actually finds the solution to the desert's water problem in an unexpected place. Rango is only able to save the day by leaving his story and returning with a new perspective. Now that he's broken free from the story, that means he's not going to die. Meaning he doesn't die because it's symbolic. And honestly, this is probably the best explanation. The only problem with it is that Rango doesn't die. I made this entire video to kill him. And if you got this far in the video, you probably want to see him die too. You may even be one of my viewers that is not subscribed. So maybe you could consider subscribing and smashing the notification bell. It's been 3 days. Or should I say weeks? 3 days that felt like weeks. 3 weeks of hell. Each day, like a different week of hell. Existence doesn't make sense anymore. I just keep thinking over everything and it just doesn't make sense. I don't get why the owls insist that Rango dies an unnatural death.
When is he going to die?
Soon, compadre. Soon.
There are also psychopathic maniacs who gaslight you throughout the entire movie.
When is he going to die?
He is going to die an untimely death, perhaps from a household accident.
Soon, compadre.
People, I've had an epiphany.
The owls did it. The owls killed Rango in cold blood. There's no other possibility around it. How could they be so certain that he was gonna die unless they planned on doing the dirty deed themselves? Household accident? What do you mean by that? Are you gonna make him step on a rake or something? Push him down the stairs? Drown him in the shower? Slip on a banana peel? Carbon monoxide poisoning? Radon leak? Asbestos?
Unfair treatment by a business.
Drop him down the chimney? Burn him in the fireplace? Make him die in the living room? Choke him with the zip line? Wash him with the dishes? Put drugs in his sandwich? You can't trick me, you nefarious nocturnal butt cracks! You can't trick me! I found it out! I found out how Rango died! It's obvious you trapped him in his house with a fumigation tent! Rango dies after he hands his lightsaber to his son Rangito and says, "Looks like things are gonna get a bit gassy. Rango is dead. I have closure." In conclusion, I hope I can see Johnny Depp Lizard team up with Will Smith Pigeon in good movie cinematic universe.